thing we want to talk about is plan reading. So we'll open up our project here. I'm going to close the condition window here. I just want to get back to the first sheet and just familiarize myself with this project, understand where the project is located. And what I'm going to do is click on this highlight tool. So if I see something that I think is important, I'm going to go ahead and highlight it so I can use that as I'm putting my quantity takeoff together. So I want to get familiar with where this project is. And just think of this as thumbing through the plans, just recognizing the details of the project. So it looks like we're dealing with a two-story building. We've got a total of, looks like about just over 10,000 feet. So the other piece to keep in mind is, we're doing, based on the challenge statement, we're doing the flooring on this job. So it's just kind of a matter of going over some of the details and making sure that the civil details wouldn't really apply for us if we're just looking at the carpeting on this job or the flooring on this job. So then what I do is I like to start it in the upper left-hand corner, and I just kind of work my way around the project. So we've got an open office, storage area, got a bathroom, conference room, just kind of really just kind of work back and forth over the plan just to see if there's anything that's kind of unique about the project. So we got the first floor, here's the second floor. Oops, and so instead of, what happened there is I hit the shift key instead of the control key. So I'm just going to hit control Z, get rid of that, and I'm going to hit control, and I'm going to zoom into that area so I can take a closer look at some of these private offices up on the second floor. And you can see some of the notes from our previous sessions that we were working through. Here's the elevations. Here's some more interior elevations. As it relates to the base, maybe, and the toe kick, that might be a possible area that we need to maybe find some details as it relates to the floor. We can be looking at any kind of details that would pertain to our challenge statement. Let's see, we might take a look at the stairs here. It looks like they're pan stairs, concrete filled. So sometimes they'll have some flooring material on the stairs. So that's an area to double check. Here's our room finish schedule. This is where we're going to spend a little time since it'll specifically relate to our work. So I'm going to highlight under floor. So it makes it real easy to see. I'm going to change that color by right-clicking on it, change color, and go to a lighter shade of yellow on that. And then the base, I'm going to change the highlight color here and go with the light blue. And then I want to back off a little bit here so I can understand the abbreviations and the room finish notes. So we've got room finish notes. So we do have actually, it looks like RT1 on treads and risers. So we have RT1 on treads and risers, and we have RFT1 on upper landings. See floor plan for location. So even though that stair section didn't call it out, it looks like this note on the room finish schedule does have us putting treads and risers, and also has a material on the landings as well. Provide resilient molding at all change of floor locations. So that's RM, looks like RMI or maybe RM1. We'll look at that a little bit. And then alternate G1, substitute wood base. Okay, so we have an alternate here, so I'm going to change that to another color. So we'll kind of, I guess we'll go a little darker here, and we'll say alternate G1. They want a substitution of wood base for all areas that have vinyl base designated. And so we're going to look for this wood trim detail here, see if we can find that. So we'll back off, and then we'll take a look here for any kind of crazy abbreviations that we might need to pay attention to. So we got concrete, CMU, carpet, ceramic tile, plastic laminate, rubber floor tile. So that might be kind of interesting. Resilient molding, resilient treads and risers. And then, vinyl base, so that's something that we're going to need to do. VCT we've got, and then certainly the wood. And let's see, I usually kind of just highlight the ones that are going to relate to us. So there's a carpet. What else do we have on there? Resilient moldings, that's the RM. Resilient treads and risers. Okay, so we'll back off on this one, and then we'll see if we can see. Oh, here's the wood. Here's the wood details that they were referencing. So this is going to be something pretty important for us to price that alternate. So I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe pick that reddish color. So alternate G1. Here's the wood trim details. So it looks like I have a 4 1/4, a 2 1/4, and an 1 5/8 detail. And then it shows us the profile. So here's our base, our casing, and then our door stops. So that's all good information that we're going to need to price that alternate. And we're into plumbing, so really that ran us through all of the architectural details that we needed to take a look at as it relates to the flooring.